Growing up is weird. Nobody really prepares you for it. One day you're a kid who thinks life is all about snacks, cartoons, and avoiding bedtime. And the next you treat an adult who suddenly gets excited about buying a vacuum cleaner on sale. Nobody tells you about the strange, awkward, and sometimes hilarious side effects that come with growing up. But today, I will. The first big side effect of growing up is realizing that fun changes. As a kid, fun meant running around outside until your legs hurt, building pillow forts, or pretending the floor was lava. But as an adult, fun somehow turns into things like reorganizing your closet, watching a documentary about sea cucumbers, or standing in the kitchen eating shredded cheese straight out of the bag at 1 a.m. And the crazy part? You actually enjoy it. That's how you know adulthood hit you. When you start saying sentences like, "Wow, this new sponge really absorbs well." Then comes the second side effect. Money suddenly becomes your biggest plot twist. When you're young, you think adults have it all figured out because they have jobs and wallets. But when you finally get there, you realize it's just a never-ending cycle of money in, money out. As a kid, $20 felt like a fortune. You could buy candy, toys, maybe even feel like a millionaire. Now, $20 disappears in 2 seconds. You buy a coffee and a bag of chips and suddenly you're broke again. And rent, utilities, taxes. Yeah, nobody told us adulthood was just paying for things you didn't even know existed, like air filters and toilet seal rings. Another side effect is time. Remember how slow time felt when you were little? Summer vacation felt like a year. Waiting for your birthday felt like forever. Now, you blink and somehow it's Monday again. You buy a fresh loaf of bread, and by the time you remember to eat it, it's already expired. Days don't feel like days anymore. They feel like notifications. Buzz, gone, next one. Growing up teaches you that time is the fastest thief of all. And don't even get me started on energy. As a kid, you could run around all day, eat sugar at midnight, and still wake up fine. Now, you stretch wrong in bed and need 3 to 5 business days to recover. You drink coffee to stay awake, but then you can't sleep, so you're tired anyway. Being an adult is basically one long battle against your own energy levels. Want to go out tonight? Sure. But first you need to take a nap, mentally prepare, drink water, and hope your back doesn't betray you halfway through. But one of the funniest side effects of growing up is food. When you're little, vegetables are the enemy. You'd rather fight a dragon than eat broccoli. But as an adult, suddenly you're like, roasted Brussels sprouts with balsamic glaze? That sounds delicious. It's like your taste buds get upgraded software overnight. And don't even lie. You've gotten excited over discovering a new seasoning or cooking method. That's how you know you've crossed over to the dark side. Friendships also change in the weirdest ways. As kids, you hang out every single day. No planning required. As adults, it takes 6 months of scheduling just to meet for lunch. And half the time, someone cancels last minute because life happened. You also realize that friendships become less about quantity and more about quality. You don't need 20 people at your birthday party. You just need that one friend who understands your memes, brings snacks, and helps you move a couch when you need it. Another wild side effect? Sleep. As a kid, bedtime felt like a punishment. Why do I have to go to bed? I'm not even tired. But now, as an adult, sleep is like a luxury item. You fantasize about it. You count down the hours until you can crawl into bed. And when you wake up naturally before your alarm, that's basically winning the lottery. Sleep goes from being your enemy to your best friend. Oh, and here's a big one. The little things suddenly matter so much. When you're younger, you don't care about things like socks, furniture, or dish soap. But as you grow up, a good chair can change your life. A new pillow can heal your soul. Finding out your favorite brand of laundry detergent is on sale? That's pure joy. Nobody warns you that adulthood is basically a game of collecting little things that make survival slightly less annoying. Another side effect is nostalgia. You start looking back at old cartoons, games, and songs, and suddenly they hit you harder than ever. It's like your brain is trying to comfort you by reminding you of simpler times. You rewatch shows from your childhood and realize they had jokes you never noticed as a kid. You dig out old toys and wonder how you ever found so much joy in a piece of plastic. Nostalgia becomes both a hug and a gut punch at the same time. But not all side effects are funny. Some are bittersweet. Growing up means realizing your parents are aging too. The people you thought were invincible start moving slower, forgetting things, or needing help. That's when adulthood really hits. You're not just growing up, you're watching everyone else grow older too. And that's heavy. Another strange thing? You realize nobody really knows what they're doing. As a kid, you think adults have the answers. Then you become one. And guess what? We're all just winging it. Every adult you see is basically a kid in disguise, trying to figure things out while pretending they're confident. That's why growing up is so bizarre. You realize there is no magical moment where you arrive. You just keep stumbling forward, learning on the go. But here's the twist. Despite all the weird side effects, the exhaustion, the bills, the chaos, growing up comes with a new kind of freedom. You get to build your own life. You decide what to eat for breakfast, what kind of person you want to be, and what adventures to chase. Sure, it's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes overwhelming, but it's also exciting. So yeah, growing up has its side effects, some hilarious, some frustrating, some heartbreaking, but they all make us who we are. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the strangest side effect of growing up you've noticed in your own life? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading them all because honestly, half the fun of these stories is knowing we were all going through the same weird stuff together. And hey, if this made you laugh, nod your head, or question your grocery list, don't forget to hit like, share it with a friend who's also figuring life out, and subscribe for more stories every week. Because let us face it, if we are going to deal with the side effects of growing up, we might as well laugh about it together.